Hello, this is Marshall again, and like in the previous video, I'll be discussing a couple of video game ideas. And the first one is I'm going to be discussing about some ideas maybe to a case of for a sequel. Let me turn the light off for a sec so I can show you the game what I'm talking about. Okay, that's the Shaun White skateboarding video game. Overall, I actually kind of like the game. It it's it's pretty fun if you actually want to skate out in the streets. Can you just give me a sec to turn the light back on? Anyways, as I was saying, I like the game. I like the game overall. I mean, it's kind of a fun game to play. I mean, it's got like some good graphics and stuff. It's pretty fun if you're a street skater and if you want to just go out and do some tricks and stuff. Well, anyways, there's some things I actually liked about the game. First of all is like when you can actually turn ordinary objects and stuff into stuff that you could skate on. Like if you ever want to get on top of, if you ever want to get to an awning, and if you're just on your board and you could just morph some sort of rail or something in order to get up there, and all sorts of other stuff that can actually make your skate lines a lot more better and probably a little bit more epic. And that's I can't figure out what else to say about it anyways. So what I also liked about this game is is like the storyline. It's got like some humor stuff in it. Plus, it also gives you a good taste for adventure or something. And overall, well, I guess you could say it's just a bit humorous most of the time. Anyways, and of course, the last thing I liked about this game is the soundtrack. It's got like some really good artists in there that I've actually grown fond of, and I take that back. That I never actually grown fond of them, but they do have some pretty good music in the game overall. And you know, and so anyways, I do in Ubisoft. What I'm gonna probably say here is I'm just saying I got like some ideas for a sequel if you ever plan on making one. I got like some ideas that maybe you could put in for consideration if you want to. So for the first consideration is probably improve the bowl skating a bit. I mean, whenever I was skating inside a bowl or anything that's like a pool or a transition, it kind of slows you down when you're it kind of slows the skater down if you're gonna try like to make a turn if you want to carve. I think probably improving on that would make it a lot more epic and more fun for anybody who likes to skate in pools and bowls. Is to actually try to use a little bit more better carving animation in the game, it'll just make it a bit more fun to skate. Another suggestion would be like adding more tricks into the game. For instance, like you adding in no complies and bonuses. To try to make it a little bit more realistic, and probably even add like a feature where when your skater's off the board that he can jump up and maybe even do a caveman and stuff. I know it's a bit old school, but at least it gives you that sense of knowing what it's like to skate old school and stuff. Well, anyways, excuse me. And then of course, one more thing. How about adding? Oh wait, there's a couple more things I wanted to add. Like, make that 3 more. Because first is probably make sure that you have no loading zones. Like if you want to go from one area to another without having to go through a loading process. I mean, make it a bit more of a free roaming kind of game, kind of like what they did with Skate 1 and Skate 2. It's probably as well as Tony Hawk's Project 8 and Proving Ground. And of course the story mode for American Wasteland, because it actually lets you go from one level to another without having to go through a loading process, you know. So I think no loading. I think having a free roaming game for the sequel would be much better. Anyways, another suggestion. In the cool. Let's say if we add like some more realistic skate locations. Like some locations based on the ones in real life. For instance, like probably have an area that's the exact replica of the Love Park in Philadelphia, because I know a lot of skaters will definitely want to skate there without having to worry about getting tased by cops. And probably want to go skate, try to do some tricks right down the Love Fountain Gap. That would probably be a good idea. Another location, for example, would be we'll probably create an area that looks exactly like the Carlsbad stair set, as well as the Carlsbad Gap, because because a lot of skaters probably love that idea to actually skate at that place, because it was taken down like a couple of years ago. What was it? Even though I never skated that place before, but it means a lot to a lot of skaters out there. Oh, it means a lot to those. And I feel sorry for any skaters who never actually got even a chance to skate the gap. So, and of course, maybe even for another place in that game, if you could probably get permission from Rob Dyrdek, you could probably even put the DC Street Plaza in that game. Because, you know, that way, so it can make this game a little bit more street oriented by adding in probably one of the best street plazas in the country. Even though I haven't been to the DC Plaza in Catering, Ohio, but it would probably be pretty awesome if you put that in the game if you get permission from Dyrdek to do so. It's probably as well from the city of Catering. So, and here's another suggestion for Shaun White Skateboarding, for the sequel to that game. Maybe probably add more customization to your characters and create like custom items. Like you can actually change the color of your hat, your t-shirt. Probably even make some customize. Probably even make some custom grip tape, your own custom deck graphics. All that. You can also even change the colors of those things as well. Probably even add like a facial hair feature for the male skater, as well as even adding hat hair, because you could see I would like to skate as myself, but as long as I have the long hair on with a hat, that would be perfectly fine. As well as even adding accessories like the studs or a watch, and even adding in regular glasses, because I know I only get like a few limited pairs in the first game for eyewear. That maybe you can open up more eyewear stuff for the sequel. Another suggestion for the sequel to Shaun White Skateboarding was probably add more sponsors, because I know Oakley was the only sponsor in that game, but adding more sponsors more like real skateboard sponsors, kind of like Quicksilver, Audio, Nike, Volcom, Girl, DC Shoes, all the real sponsors to that game, to so that way some players can actually feel to have a lot more fun skating with some favorite products and stuff. Which also leads us to the next suggestion, is probably add more pros to the game. I mean, I know the game is named after Shaun White, but I mean, even Tony Hawk has a video game series named after him, and he's always featured a lot of other pros, And I thought maybe some pros in this game would be some guys who never actually had experience before, like probably like Richie Jackson, Theodis Beasley, get some skaters that are completely new, get some of the new pros in there. Because I know that way That way so the players can feel like they're having fun skating as their as their favorite pros in that game. So and of course, in the last suggestion, maybe last idea for in suggestion for like the sequel for this game would probably be a whole new storyline. Let's just say it continues on after the ending of the story from the first game. Let's just say now that you've let's just say you once after you completed the first game of the story, it continues on that you now want to actually try to get your name out there, you know, to become a pro, to make it out there as a pro. And let's just say you want to go. In order to get there, you have to complete like various challenges, such as getting some video footage for your video part, like getting magazines, like getting photo magazines, you know, and also compete in contests against other skaters to try to get some mad cash, and probably even get some extra skate gear and stuff, and even probably be getting some sponsors too, because that story will be in a really much in a real perspective of a skater. And I think that might be a good idea for the story, you know. But then again, Ubisoft, um, if you want to tell me about it, or if you want to contact me, you can either put a message on, you can put a message in this video, or you could probably post, or you could probably look contact me via Facebook, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not criticizing the game or anything. I'm just making suggestions, you know, to make the sequel better if you plan on making the game. If you plan on making the sequel, I just hope these ideas can, you know, probably make it a whole lot better. Yeah. So, anyways, I'm just gonna take another break for now, and I'll be discussing the other video game idea that I have in suggestion. Alright, so I'm gonna take a short little break.